Hello, everyone. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. We have a belated live stream this week. I'll try to go live Sunday evenings, but this week we had a typhoon here in the Philippines, which essentially is a hurricane. Does anybody know the difference between a typhoon and a hurricane? That's the first question I have for you today. What's the difference between a typhoon and a hurricane? Let me know in the comments below. We have a quiet season. Yeah, that's good. Quiet hurricane season in Florida. That's awesome. You had a couple of big ones that look scary, uh, but they didn't hit Florida. Thank you for that, Craig. It was a bad storm. Thanks for joining. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that. I just noticed that brand new homes in Edenfield, and I have them on the screen. No difference. It's geography, hemisphere. Actually, there is a difference. Cruising with the Olds, by the way, I do like your handle. My dad was an Oldsmobile mechanic for 43 years. I grew up bleeding Oldsmobile. He swore by Oldsmobile. He only drove Oldsmobile. So when I saw your account name, I thought it brings back memories, fond memories of going to the car garage with my dad, watching him fix cars, Oldsmobiles. The difference is that a typhoon. What is the difference? Let's take a look. We're going to find out what the difference is. Hurricane. You're right. Geographical location. Both are the same type of powerful storm, a tropical cyclone, but they are given different names depending on the ocean basin where they form. There you have it. It's based on which ocean basin. Interesting. Very interesting. So you have that right. So what do you want to talk about? Olds 88 was my dad owned Olds 88s. That's all he drove was Olds Delta 88, I think it was called. When I was in college, my brother had one. My dad had one. We all drove Oldsmobiles. But not only to my YouTube name. Typhoon spins counterclockwise. Really? Man. Typhoons form over the north. Okay, let's share this tab. Hurricanes form over the North Atlantic, Central North Pacific, and Eastern North Pacific, impacting regions like United States, Mexico, and the Caribbean. Typhoons form over northwestern Pacific Ocean, affecting areas like Japan, Philippines, and China. Cyclones is a name given to these storms when they form over South Pacific and Indian Oceans. Well, there are your differences right there. Direction of the spin. Storms in the northern hemisphere, including hurricanes and typhoons, rotate counterclockwise. Storms in the southern hemisphere rotate clockwise. So it depends on north or south hemisphere. See, we just learned something new. And check out all the homes in Edenfield. Congratulations. Yeah, Delta 88. It came with the 455 rocket V8 engine. My dad would always get the big 455. That engine was enormous. 455 rocket V8. That thing. We pulled a 19-foot travel trailer with that car all the way around Lake Superior when I was like 10 years old. That car was bulletproof. On Top of the World versus the Villages. What is your pick and why? Cortina Hensler. I like the Villages because when I went to visit On Top of the World, and I made a video about a year ago on Top of the World, I just felt like I was in the middle of nowhere. If you want peace and quiet, you live in On Top of the World because it's west of Ocala, Florida. It's out in the middle of the farm field, the horse pastures. Let's look it up. Let's look it up. It's west of Ocala, Florida. It's an active 55 community. If you look at the maps, images, map. Where is it? On Top of the World, Google Map it. Images, maps. Let's see. I wanted to show you where it is, but for some reason my computer's not working today. It's really slow, I'll give you that. So here's On Top of the World right there. And here's Ocala. Let's zoom in. Here's Ocala, Florida. Here's On Top of the World. Can you see that? Yes, you can. So On Top of the World, if I zoom in, it's all country. It's all farm fields. There's nothing out here. And you're like, I don't know, 5 miles away from Ocala. So if you like quiet and you like countryside, you want to live On Top of the World. And then if you want shopping, they have a town square, but it's small. There's only a small, only a few retail stores. There's just a few kiosk type restaurants. There's not much. There's not much there. And the minute you want to have any type of entertainment or any decent type of shopping, you're going to get into your car. You're going to drive out of On Top of the World onto this busy road called Highway 200, and you're going to travel about 5 miles down this road to the Walmart store in your car. No golf cart. You can drive your golf cart within this confines of the horse pastures, but the minute you want any kind of entertainment or shopping, you're driving your car down the busy road, and somewhere in here you'll have a Walmart store. That's why I didn't choose On Top of the World. I was looking at it when I was going to retire. I looked at this, and when I went there, I said, my God, I don't want to feel like I'm living in a cow pasture or a horse pasture, because Ocala, Florida is known as horse country. You have a lot of horse stables there. It's beautiful. It's flat. But for me, there's no comparison between the Villages and On Top of the World. The Villages, you can get in your golf car and you can go to a town square within 10 minutes. Lots of shopping, lots of restaurants, lots of activity. Here is a place you go to just kind of exist. If you want to exist, you go to On Top of the World and you buy a home and you exist. If you want to live, you go to the Villages and you live. It's going to be more active. That's my opinion. Let me know what your thoughts are. That's what mine had. Yeah, 455 rocket V8 engine. Yeah, it was huge. That's what they built those cars. And we pulled a 19-foot enclosed travel trailer all the way around Lake Superior. I lived in Wisconsin. Some YouTube videos on Top of the World seem boring. Well, it is boring. I did one video a year ago. If you can find it, look at it. It's just, if you want to go somewhere and fall asleep for the rest of your life, go to On Top of the World. You'll sleep like a baby there. There's just nothing there. There's nothing to do. It's just boring. Most of the lots and houses are leasehold. Make sure you know the difference. That's true. Cruising with the olds. There are some neighborhoods. It goes by the neighborhood. If I remember my research, On Top of the World has 3 or 4 main neighborhoods, which would be essentially equivalent to a village, like the village of Shady Brook. On Top of the World has, I think, 3 or 4 main ones, and some of those are leasehold, and some of those are deed restricted, meaning you own the land. I think some of the newer neighborhoods are leaseholds, and some of the older neighborhoods are deed restriction, meaning you own the land. So that's another reason I didn't want to live in On Top of the World, because I didn't own the land. If I wanted to live in a newer section, I couldn't own the land. I believe they have a 99-year lease hold. Yeah, they all are. 2005 Vic, absolutely right. And that's the reason I picked the Villages. When I looked at other retirement communities, it was just boring. It's a place you go to sleep, for lack of a better term. It's not a place, those places aren't places you go to live. They're a place you go to exist. In the Villages, you go to live. Lots of different things. If you buy into the Eastport area, you got the Olympia Rec Center, you got the town squares, you've got Saluki Rec Center, you've got St. Tropez, all within 10 or 15 minute golf cart ride. Golf cart, think golf cart. When I bought into the Villages, my mind was entirely on golf cart. Where can I go on a golf cart, golf cart, golf cart? I did not want to use my car. I finished a career where I drove 30 miles to work one way. I spent over an hour on the road every day going to and fro from work. The last thing I wanted to do in retirement is drive a car. That's why I'm so adamant about living in an area where I can get pretty much everywhere on a golf cart. I just did not want to drive a car anymore. And when I'm 85 years old, I don't want to drive a car. That's why I'm living in the North. That's the only reason I'm living in the North. I don't want to drive a car. And if you live in the South, as of now, you're going to have to drive a car a fair bit. Yeah, the Villages is one of a kind. There's no comparison. You cannot compare the Villages to anything else. There's absolutely nothing that comes close. There's one retirement community that's south of Tampa. I forgot what it's called. It comes close. It's pretty big. And at one point, a couple of years ago, they were actually growing faster than the Villages. I have not yet visited that place, but it kind of comes close to the Villages. But in general, there's nothing like the Villages. You're just never going to find anything like it. I wouldn't live in Florida if it wasn't for the Villages. The Villages is the only community in Florida I would consider living in. Because, to be honest with you, I don't like Florida. It's just too much. But the Villages took Florida and made it livable, in my opinion. That's why I live in the Villages. And it's the only community in Florida I would live. If the Villages would not exist, I would not live in Florida. I'd find somewhere else to live. Yeah, it could be. Is that what it's called? Sun City? I thought Sun City was in Arizona. But there's something south of Tampa. There's something really big down there. Closed today on my house. Congratulations, Magic Show. What village did you buy into? And it does not compare to the Villages. Yeah, no, yeah, there's nothing like the Villages. There's just nothing. There's nothing like it. I totally agree with that, Craig. Totally agree. And I looked at Stonecrest, which is near the Villages. And I drove through there and I saw one restaurant. I saw 2 swimming pools in Stonecrest. And I saw a lot of old houses. I saw 2 golf courses. But I could have got into a lot larger house for the same amount of money as the Villages. So I had to wrestle with the thought, do I buy a bigger designer type home and live in Stonecrest? Or for the same money, do I buy a patio villa in the Villages and live? I decided to buy the smaller patio villa in the Villages. That was my decision. That's what my decision came down to. Stonecrest, because I wanted to live near the Villages, because I wanted to experience the Villages. And Stonecrest, if you know how to work it, you could actually get from Stonecrest to the Villages on a golf cart. There is a way to do it. So I was kicking around, living in Stonecrest in a bigger home or living in the Villages in a smaller home, because the homes cost more in the Villages. I'm in Well Point. You've shown my home before. Really? Magic Show. Awesome. Unfortunately, I'm a couple of years out from moving. I just turned 50 and going to put some more time into work out here in Cali. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Work until you can't. So let's get into the Edenfield homes. Congratulations to the Villages. They opened up a brand new neighborhood in Edenfield. This is a neighborhood of designer homes. And I noticed there's a lot of wood framed homes in here. A Mockingbird F. Who buys wood framed homes anymore? Raise your hand. At least a designer home. If I'm in the market for a designer home, I am not buying a wood framed home. If I'm in the market for a cottage home or a patio villa, I'm okay with a wood frame home. But if I'm in spending $427,000, there's no way in hell I'm buying a wood framed home. Why are they building wood frame designer homes? I don't get it. Who's buying them? Here's an Eagle F 354. They're all wood framed homes in this neighborhood. Why would you even want to live in this neighborhood? Here's a concrete home. I think this could be actually a pretty good neighborhood to live in. Why would they gum it up with wood framed homes? That was my first comment. I said, oh my God, here, this neighborhood might be decent. You're surrounded by golf courses. It's designer homes. And then I look in and I said, it's all wood framed homes. It's like, what's going on? What is up with this? Let me know what you think. My wife and I are back and forth a long-term or short-term rental before we move. Rentals are expensive. I'm a cheap guy. I'll be the first one to admit. I don't like to rent anything. But if you got money, I don't know, long or short. Rentals are so expensive in the Villages. It's ridiculous. You can almost just buy a home and leave it sit vacant rather than rent. For the amount of money you're going to put into rents, you could almost buy a home and pay the interest. Magic Show, can you work from home or do the same work in Florida? That's a good question. I'm kind of needed in the office for my job. Yeah. I don't know. There's going to be plenty of homes available in 3-5 years. Although the Eastport area is going to be a unique opportunity. If you can buy within 5 or 10 minutes golf cart ride at Eastport, that's going to be very unique. I think Eastport is going to be, it's the center of the Villages. It's going to be the center. That's why they call it Central Parkway, the road, Central Parkway. The Eastport is always going to be special because it's going to be the center point of the Villages. I always think that Eastport. So if you can buy near Eastport, I think it's always going to have value. Nice. No, I want to rent it out. Someone I just closed today. I'm not a landlord. I bought my home and I left it sit vacant for over a year. I did not want to rent it out. I just don't want to take the chance that somebody's going to beat it up. So I bought a home and I left it sit for a year before I moved in. I did not rent it out. And I bought a pre-owned home. I don't know if I could buy a new home and then let somebody else live in it. I don't think I could do that. The area above that whitetail will be veranda. Yes, it's going to be Unit 161 veranda homes. Absolutely. This green spot is going to be veranda homes right here. I think this is going to be an awesome veranda home neighborhood. Might be a little close to the turnpike though. I think you're getting a little close to the turnpike right here. I think you're going to have a better veranda home neighborhood. Where's the other veranda home neighborhood? These are going to be patio villas. You're going to have a veranda home neighborhood here, but that's going to be too close to Corbin Trail. You're going to have a veranda home neighborhood here. This is going to be a veranda home neighborhood, but it might be too close to pickleball courts. But this might be better. If you're looking for a veranda home neighborhood, I would be looking at a veranda home in this neighborhood. This is going to be Oak Hollow Veranda West, I think. And then I would stay to the southern portion of this neighborhood because there's pickleball courts here. Right there. So I think this veranda home neighborhood would be nice and quiet. You have the golf course. You're close to Eastport. The only thing with this veranda home neighborhood is this pickleball court and this family swimming pool. You're going to have family swimming in here day and night, 24/7. And then you're going to have pickleballers. That's the only thing that kind of ruins this neighborhood. But maybe you can buy a veranda home down in this corner, in the lower right corner on the golf course view. Might not be bad. This, I'd be a little bit worried about the proximity to the turnpike. For me, personally, this is too close to the turnpike. All of these neighborhoods up here in Edenfield, too close to the neighborhood. That's why I keep stressing LaGrange, 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 LaGrange. But I think this is going to be verandas over here, but they're going to be adjacent to Corbin Trail. So this location is okay. It's awesome if it would be located, another 800 meters south. I don't know. Which one will be verandas? Those verandas, they're just about done. Katie, yeah, I'm on Katie Lane. Oh, you're on Caden Lane. Is that correct? What do you think of that neighborhood? I think it's too close to the interstate, too close to the turnpike. Those verandas are just about done, really. We are chronic renters in our early 50s and take good care of our rentals. It can be done. Yeah. Some people have the DNA to be landlords, and some people don't. I do not have the DNA to be a landlord. The verandas over by Blanchard, that would be a better location, I think. Oh, but you're kind of close to pickleballs. Oak Hollow verandas east are also about ready. Let's look at the Oak Hollow verandas east. That might be the neighborhood right here. Right here, Oak Hollow verandas east. If you stay over on the east side of the neighborhood, stay away from Corbin Trail. Yeah, that might not be bad. Well, yeah. In reality, they're about the same distance to the turnpike. Yeah. Maybe if you stay in this neighborhood, but stay to the south side of it. I don't know. I just think Edenfield in general is too close to the turnpike. I'm super sensitive to highway noise. I might consider this one. This is Oak Hollow Verandas West, and try to stay to the southern section of that neighborhood, away from the pickleball. What other things are opening in verandas? I think there's going to be a veranda home neighborhood over here. There's also going to be a veranda home neighborhood over here, but you're over by Marsh Bend Trail. I don't think you want that. Verandas are slim pickings, I think. Yeah, I don't know. Those verandas are just about done. We are chronic renters. Craig, did you look at those near Blanchard? He's talking about these. This neighborhood, I guess, is looking better and better. Right here, this veranda home neighborhood, you have this Monroe, or you have this Ottawa. But this Ottawa is going to be backing up against a patio villa neighborhood. This Monroe might not be bad. You're not backing up to a patio villa neighborhood, but you're directly across the street from the pickleball courts. Where's the Prophet? Prophet's not here today. He bought a house in this neighborhood. Yes. If I'm looking at a veranda home, guys, I'm looking right here. Wellpoint, veranda home south. I would buy this Monroe model in a heartbeat right here. This is your best veranda home on the market. If you're looking for veranda homes, Wellpoint, veranda south, best neighborhood. This is going to be a quiet street. It's adjacent to the golf course. This is going to be a quiet. This is going to be the quietest neighborhood in the Eastport area. Is this neighborhood right here? Wellpoint, veranda home south. You're going to have an east-facing lanai on this Monroe. If you're looking for a veranda home, this is your home. Quietest neighborhood, east-facing. I would not have a problem buying this Monroe. This is your lanai. You're facing east. There's your composite floors. Quietest street in the Eastport area is this street right here. I still don't know why people haven't bought this house. Why is this house still on the market? I was going to do a video on this house. Best veranda home in the best neighborhood on the best street was going to be the title of the video. This is the one. That would be the house I would buy. If I'm looking at veranda homes, that's the one right there. Quietest street. You're coming in, let's see, you're driving in off of Corbin Trail. This is how you're entering the neighborhood. You're going in, you're going way, way back here. You're coming around this loop, going down the street, and you're parking your car right there. Very quiet. You're in the back of the neighborhood. You're not going to get much traffic back in here. You're on a quiet golf course right there. I think you're going to be far enough away from the turnpike. Hopefully you're far enough away from the turnpike. If you want to go to the Wellpoint Rec Center, your rec center is right here. I think you're going to be far enough away from the rec center. You're not going to hear people splashing in the pool. You're going to be close enough to the Saluki Rec Center right over here. You're going to be close enough to Eastport. You're probably 10-minute. You're probably right on that 10-minute golf cart ride verge, which is fine. You don't want to be too close to the town square. Best veranda home, best neighborhood, best street, no question in my mind. Right here on Don Eileen Terrace is the best street to live in the Villages that you can buy a new home on today. Right there. Final answer. Let me know what you think. Oak Hollow Verandas East. Where are those? Oak Hollow Verandas East. Oak Hollow Verandas East. Ocala Verandas East. Is that this? Is that down here? This one. Which one is this anyway? No, this is LaGrange. This is LaGrange. So are the Ocala down here? This has got to be the Ocala Verandas down here, next to Marshbend Trail, right? Let me know if that's the case. We can't move them in because we have sick parents. Oh, sorry about that. Yes, I did. Are they almost done? We have been on the market for a while. They have. Is that neighborhood just north of the softball fields of Veranda neighborhood? North of the softball fields? No, I think this is going to be cottage homes. But if it was Verandas, that would be an awesome neighborhood. I think these are going to be cottage homes, I think. So let's look at Veranda homes. Let's look at the bond. Bond in unit 175V, 175V, bond 175V, 175V. Okay, 44,000 is the approximate bond amounts for a Veranda home. So this neighborhood here, I think, is going to be unit number 166. And I think unit 166, if you look at unit 166, you're looking at a $41,000 bond. And usually a $41,000 bond means it's a cottage home. And the Villages is very consistent with bond amounts. They want all their patio villas to have about a $28,000 bond. They want their cottage homes to have a $41,000 bond. They want their designer homes to have about a $50,000 bond. Their Veranda homes are coming in at around $44,000 bonds. And this neighborhood is having a $41,000 bond. That's why I think it's cottage homes. Unless there's some weird anomaly that the Veranda homes would have a lower bond. But I think they're cottage homes based on the bond amount. Yes, they do. Lots of view sites. It's an awesome concept of a neighborhood. I just don't like the location. It's too close to the turnpike. If this neighborhood would be down here, it'd be awesome. You'd have to go and look. Go and look. This is an awesome concept. Lots of view sites here. Lots of them. But are they too close to this turnpike? They are getting too close, this turnpike. Because when I was down there doing videos, I was down in LaGrange. I could hear the turnpike. I was right down on this intersection. I parked my car here on Corbin Trail. Then I walked down here. And then I walked and I stood on this corner here. And I looked out over the horizon. I could see cars going by on the turnpike. And I could hear them. Very faint. I didn't hear much. But I know if I would stand here, I could definitely hear that turnpike. But you need to make a decision for yourself. I'm hypersensitive about sound and quietness. I just think it's odd that they have so many wood-framed homes. Again, this kind of follows the logic. The Villages releases the least desirable homes in the neighborhood first. So they're releasing all these wood-framed homes. Everybody wants to be the first one in the neighborhood. So the Villages says, okay, you want to be the first one in the neighborhood? Here, I'm going to list the wood-framed homes first. You buy that wood-framed home because they're harder to sell than a concrete home. So that's kind of that mentality. I keep stressing, be patient, because the Villages will tend to release the least desirable locations or the floor plans first in hopes to sell them first, because everybody's in a feverish pitch to be the first one into the new neighborhood. So they're saying, okay, you want to be first? Buy a wood framed home, then you can be the first. So that's kind of their marketing strategy. It's a good marketing strategy. And then all the desirable homes, desirable locations will be released later, and then people will just gobble those up and buy them up because those are easy to sell and those are popular floor plans. So they are going to release the least popular floor plans first in hopes that somebody wants to be the first one in the neighborhood and buys it up. And then a year down the road, they regret it and they put it on the market for sale. That's what usually happens. And then it starts the cycle. Villagers tend to buy 3 different homes when they live in the villages. That's one of the reasons why, because they want to be the first one in the neighborhood. They buy something that they're just not exactly happy with. They live in it so they can tell all their neighbors, oh, I'm the first one in the neighborhood. And then a year later, they sell the house because they want to buy a concrete house. So that's kind of what starts that cycle. I wonder how property taxes compare in the new areas versus older. Well, they're in Sumter County. Property taxes are going to be, well, because they are in the village of Wildwood or the city of Wildwood, the property taxes are $2 per every $1,000 assessed higher. So most of Sumter County has a millage rate of 10 point something or another, $10 and some change. But because Eastport and those communities are actually in the city of Wildwood, which is part of Sumter County, their millage rate is $12 and some change. So the taxes are going to be a little higher there because they're in the city of Wildwood, but they're still a lot lower than Marion County in the north where the Villages is, and Lake County to the east where the Villages is. They're still lower than those 2 counties, but they're higher than the rest of Sumter County, where that's because they're in the city of Wildwood and they have a little higher tax. Those are not built yet. At least they're putting some walls in the backs again. Those kissing lanais with nothing in between. Yeah, they are. In some cases they are. Some cases they're not. Above the Landon Villas. Oh, above the Landon Villas. The Landon Villas are here. Right here's the Landon Villas. This is going to be Veranda Homes, the Oak Hollow Veranda Homes North neighborhood. Is that what it's called? I think so, something like that. Yeah, Oak Hollow Veranda Homes North is what this is. This is going to be a fairly good neighborhood, especially if you stay to the east side of the neighborhood, stay away from Corbin Trail. But if I would draw a line right down the middle, I would want to buy a home to the right of that line because it's going to be a little quieter. Again, back of the neighborhood. I should create a new slogan. Back of the neighborhood. You want to live back of the neighborhood, in the back of the neighborhood where fewer cars drive by. I think this is Oak Hollow Verandas North, I think. East of Corbin, yes. Above Courtyard Villas, Landon. Anyone miss me? Sam, we all miss you, Sam. Why are you late? You're tardy, Sam. You're late. You should get sent to detention for 10 minutes. Greetings. Sips, Shanna, and T. I was in Edenfield all day Saturday. Didn't hear any turnpike noise. Really? Saturday, go there on a Monday. Try a Monday. And then go in the evening. Go when it's quiet. Go when it's dark. Go at 7 p.m., 8 p.m. Park your car. Turn the key off. And listen. I did that when I was in, where was that? Over by Ezell Rec Center, St. Catherine. I was looking at buying a home in St. Catherine. And I did that. 8 o'clock at night, I drove down there. turned the car off, and I sat and listened. I heard turnpike noise more than I thought, to be honest with you. I am down at Eastport now, pulled over to type. Looks really nice. I went to Spanish Springs for dinner and fancy Reagan band. Fancy Reagan band. Nice. Should be open in the next week or so. It's absolutely beautiful, really. Propane, very cool. I like Fancy Reagan. When we stayed this summer, there isn't Eastport open yet. Not quite yet. I live in the back of the neighborhood. See, Sam, is it quiet there? Do you like the back of the neighborhood? But anyway, they did open this brand new neighborhood in Edenfield. Let's look at the bond. Or did I look at the bond already? Did I look at the bond? I looked at, it is unit 162V, 47,934. It's a designer home neighborhood with a low bond. That's what I like about it. Normally, your designer homes are going to have that $52,000 bond. This one doesn't. 4.72% interest, $3,170 and some change for your payment, annual payment. So this neighborhood has a nice low bond on it right here. Again, maybe you buy one of these golf course view lots down to the south. And you're facing southward. You might not hear the turnpike. Or you buy this one. I don't know. I think I would stay away from this side of the neighborhood. If you're going to buy in here, I'm going to be buying to the left of this neighborhood, I think. Yeah. Again, you want to stay in the back of the neighborhood because you look where that neighborhood, you enter the neighborhood here and then you're turning left and you got all this traffic coming in. So I would stay back in here. If you're looking at a view lot, these two would be awesome because you're going to have a pond as well as a golf course. These two would be prime lots to buy into. But if it would be me, and if you don't want a view lot, I would wait for these 4 lots here, and I'd be facing east. I'd be on the west side of the neighborhood. I'd be on a quiet street. This might be the newest, quietest street right here. The street here might be more quieter than this street right here. This is going to be quiet back in here. Tim and his noise. Sam's back. Yeah, my noise. I'm super sensitive about noise. Most of the view sites in that neighborhood are premier homes. Did they already build premier homes? I thought they only built premier homes by spec. I'm on Team Tim. Don't like noise. Also get off my lawn. Just kidding. You're right. You're right. I don't mind people walking on my lawn. I just don't like people walking their dogs on my lawn and leaving surprises behind on my lawn. Don't get me started on that. They're all built. Really? So somebody must have ordered them. They're custom built for someone. They're not going to build a premier home without somebody, ordering it or putting the money down on it. That's just my guess. I don't have anything to do now. If anyone wants me to go listen to the noise on their lawn. Yeah, this would be a good time. It's 8 o'clock at night. This would be an awesome time for Sam to go, and you could actually load an app on your phone, a Decibel app, and you just go there, shut your car off, and then queue up your Decibel app and just hold your phone in the air and see how much decibels it records. That's what I would do. I think, Sam, if you're there, why don't you go to one of those Edenfield neighborhoods, just pick one, and then do the Decibel app, and let's see what you get. Yeah, they sold in July, yeah. Yeah, that would be nice. Does anybody have any area they want Sam to go and hold his decibel app on? If you can get into this neighborhood, Sam, why don't you go into this neighborhood and hold the decibel up? Because these are the new homes. This is where people are going to have to make a decision shortly. Do they buy into this neighborhood or not? So if you don't mind, Sam, just go into this neighborhood and see how noisy it is. You're giving me idea for a next live stream. Sure, we're the Prophet's house. You're at the Prophet's house now? Is the Prophet living in his house, or no? He closes in on November 17th. Maybe that's why he's not on the live stream. Yeah, do that. Olds wants to know. I want to know. This is going to be. Is this the verandas? Yeah, this is going to be the verandas right here. If you could, Sam, just drive into this neighborhood and then stop right in front of the veranda home neighborhood right there and just hold the decibel app up. Now, this is what I call a live stream. You're going to get spot on answers as we go. Oh, he did close. So he's not live because he's still moving furniture into his house. He closed 10th. I thought he was closing November 17th. Why does November 17th stick in my head? The Village's decibels by. Yeah, like the Villages needs any more YouTubers. But all I ask is if you create a YouTube channel in the Villages, please publish accurate information and honest information. Okay, we'll wait 5 minutes. I definitely will hold the live stream open for at least 5 more minutes. Oh my God. So, what else is new on the Villages map? When I opened my computer up today, I saw those homes. I said, wow. I was wondering if we should celebrate the opening of Edenfield homes. Uh, why is nobody buying these courtyard villas here? Courtyard villas usually sell. This Charlotte. Oh, somebody bought the Raleigh next to it. The Charlotte is still available. And they priced it 10 grand higher than the Raleigh, so they think the Charlotte's got a better floor plan. Well, I understand why these two homes aren't being sold because they're on McNeil Drive. But this one surprises me. Kind of lets me believe that the market is soft. When the most popular courtyard villa model has been on the market and discounted, you know the market is soft. And I think the Charlotte is probably the most popular, one of the more popular courtyard villas. Are these homes discounted yet? No. What is going on out there? This veranda home still baffles me why this is not sold. Best home, best location, best street. Why is that not sold? And I'll be honest with you, I'm surprised that these veranda homes down here sold this fast. People really want to be close to Eastport. They really want to be. That's all that's all that tells me is they really want to be super close to Eastport. And I don't blame them. Uh, but man, you got to put up with this pickleball court. No YouTube for me. No texting and driving, Sam. What's the noise, Tim? There is sirens. I don't know. There's something going on outside here. Uh-oh. There might be something. There might be something going on. Where's my phone? There might be something going on. I don't know what's going on. So something is going on though. I see people walking around and gathering in a. Just wait. I'm looking at my earthquake notifications to see if there's been an earthquake, but there's no earthquake. But I see people gathering in the evacuation zone, and I hear sirens, but I see no earthquake notification. Just hang on. I have no idea. I have no idea. I think I hear the fire alarms on one of the buildings next door going off, and I think they're evacuating a building across the street. I think. Well, I'm going to keep my eyes open for an earthquake notification. Here we go. All the Eastport streets are open. Oh, really? Time to move on top of the world. There'll never be a time to move to the on top of the world. Maybe your building is on fire. I think it's a building across the street on fire, actually. Someone probably broke out of that prison. Oh my God. Did we lose Sam? We're waiting for the decibel reading to go on here. Oh my God. What next? This might not be a bad veranda home neighborhood. This one here, this is going to be west. This is going to be Ocala Verandas west, I think. What is that going to be? That's going to be LaGrange Verandas west. LaGrange Verandas west, right there. You might want to wait for that neighborhood because it's close to Eastport, super close to Eastport. I actually think these veranda homes will hold their value better than the veranda homes up here and probably the veranda homes here and here. I think there's usually, and I've noticed this even around Lake Sumter Landing, there's usually a couple of neighborhoods that's really close to the town squares that everybody wants to buy into. They all want to live there. And the minute a pre-owned home goes for sale, it sells like that. I think that this neighborhood could be one of those neighborhoods. This area down in here is going to be one of those areas like that. You're going to have these designer homes here. I also think Water's Edge is going to be like that. The minute a home in Water's Edge goes for sale, it's going to get sold. Like this one right here, Opal Patio Villa. This is a pre-owned home. Does it have a U-shaped driveway? I've never seen that before. A patio villa with a U-shaped driveway? I've never seen that before in my life. A U-shaped driveway? Are you kidding me, right? What kind of a weird deal is this? Oh my God, look at the robin egg blue kitchen. No, don't. And then you got the brown, ugly brown, robin egg blue. And here you go with people and their decorating techniques. Oh my God. Don't do that. Raise your hand or leave me a comment below if you like the robin egg blue and the dirt brown look. Oh my God. Why did you do that to your home? I do like the subway tile, and the backsplash is nice. Man, you got a kaleidoscope of colors going on. What is with the people and the kaleidoscope of colors? The minute they buy a home, they paint it every color under the rainbow. Leave it white. So if I'm buying this house, I know we're switching topics. If I'm buying this house, the first thing I'm doing is I am going to the ADRC to see if this U-shaped driveway was approved and has ADRC approval. I've never seen this before in my life. And I would be real surprised if that was approved by the ADRC. But because if you buy this home and it's not approved, and you later go on and ask the ADRC to approve this driveway, and they don't approve it, they're going to make you chop that driveway and take it out. And that's going to cost you a fortune. So that would be the first thing I would do if I bought that home. I would, before I even put an offer in, I would make sure that that driveway was approved. Why do they have renderings of a pool? Are they going to put a pool in this home? This is such an odd deal. And then the side patio looked larger than normal too. This might be larger than normal. I would also go to ADRC to make sure that the side patio was approved. You could also even ask to see if the paint color and the paint scheme is approved, because anything you do to the outside of the home needs approval. These homes are kind of like a condo where you can't really do anything outside the home that's visible, but inside the home, you can paint it all the ugly colors you want. But the minute you do anything outside, your roof shingles, your vinyl siding colors, the colors that you paint your concrete, all needs ADRC approval. So in a way, the village is kind of like living in a condominium association, where the condo owns the outside, and you can't change anything on the outside. The only difference in the villages is you own the outside. It's just that anything you want to change, you have to have approval. Putting in a concrete pad, you need approval. Painting the concrete pad blue, you need approval. And most people don't realize that when they move to the villages. They say, well, I bought my home, I can do what I want with it. No, you can't. In fact, you can't really do anything to it on the outside. On the inside, you can do whatever you want. On the outside, you can't. And that's where people run into trouble. This U-shaped driveway I've never seen on a patio villa in my life. And that's the first thing I do is go to ADRC and see if that has been approved. Is Sam back? Where's Sam? You can't tell where the carpet. Oh, where did I leave off? We are closed on the Saginaw. Congratulations. Oh, what's the bad news? Oh boy. The good news is we heard zero, and I mean zero pickleball noise. That's good. All right. So far, no pickleball noise. What's the bad news is that the recreation hasn't opened yet. Blanchard? How close is that? At Verandas? Are people even playing pickleball? At Verandas now. Oh, you are? Okay. Boardmark Way. Now to make the house a home. Yes. Nice job on the floors. Yes, you can hear the. See, you can hear the turnpike. Sam, I told you. So Sam is where? He is on Boardmark Way. I have an on-scene correspondent on Boardmark Way, and you can hear the turnpike noise. I don't know where Boardmark Way is. We don't have a Boardmark Way. Where's Boardmark Way? Is it the road that's not even on the map yet? So I think Sam is somewhere in here, and he says he can hear Turnpike. Thank you. They came out perfectly. You can't tell where the carpet and floor meet. Chase the shiny thing. Hey everyone, on your new home. Yes, J-Lo. Hi J-Lo, you are watching. Thank you. Are the walls up yet? Maybe that will help with some of that noise. No, don't assume they got approval. Don't assume that. Do not assume that. Don't assume. Most people have this is my home, my property, I do what I want with it. That's their mentality. I lived there 3 years. I talked to a lot of people, and 99% of those people have that mentality. This is my home. I'm doing what I want to it. Double, triple check with ADRC. Decibels are at 57. I can buy a portable generator that's quieter than that. 57? Yeah, 18-wheeler. I'm telling you, the 18-wheelers at that Oasis restaurant in between the Turnpike are extremely loud. And that's why I've been running around here with my hair on fire, telling people that Turnpike is loud. It's loud, it's loud, it's loud. Saginaw, nice. High. Yeah, 57. 57 decibels. Let's take a look. 57 decibels. It's not considered high. It is moderate noise compared to rainfall or a quiet conversation. Safe noise level are generally considered to be below 85, while sounds at or above it can be. So 85 decibels can cause hearing damage, and you're only 28 decibels below that. I'm staying away from it. Sorry, but you know me. I'm staying away from that area. 57? No way. Not for me. Not for this country boy. I like quiet. I'm just saying the term is loud now. Yeah, well, that's what it is. At night, the sound travels much better during the day. And that's why I'm encouraging everybody to go there and visit these neighborhoods at nighttime. Sound travels better at night. And I was surprised when I went to St. Catherine 5 years ago and sat there at night listening to the Turnpike. I was surprised I could hear the Turnpike. And if you look at St. Catherine, and I went way to the back of St. Catherine, back of the neighborhood mentality, and I still could hear the Turnpike at night. And I was surprised. So I didn't buy into it. You're in the middle of the verandas. So you're right here. So there's a street not on the map. So Sam is right here, everyone that's on the live stream. Sam is standing right in the middle of this green patch, and he registers a decibel level of 57 for the noise. And he says he can hear this Turnpike right here, which is actually not that far away. There is a large Oasis restaurant, gas station in between the Turnpike, the north and south lanes. So Sam is here, Turnpike, Oasis, loud trucks are here. Sam is here. I'm staying away from it. That's my opinion. You can do with it what you want. But I know for a fact that this Turnpike is loud because I've seen it already. I've been there. I've done it. So when I was at St. Catharines, where's St. Catharines? St. Catharines is where? Somewhere in here, right? It's somewhere in here. I was back in here when I did my Turnpike analysis. I was here. And here's the Turnpike. So you got about the same distance. And I could hear Turnpike noise here. This is the St. Catherine area. I think I was right here by this Emerald. I was looking at a patio villa, and I think this is the neighborhood I was in. And I turned the car off, and I could hear the turnpike loud and clear at night. But then again, I'm sensitive to sound. Most people are not. But I know you're going to hear turnpike here. I think you might even hear turnpike in LaGrange down here, but it's not going to be bad. You might be in that 35 decibel range down here, which is next to nothing. But here, you're going to hear it. Oh, pickleball are not open. Okay, so at least you didn't hear the pickleballs. But actually being at the house for the first time only enforces my belief it won't be an issue. Okay. Well, we're going to have you load the Decibel app up one day when you're live. Maybe you have to do live during the day. And then you can hold the app up and listen to the pickleball and do a decibel on pickleball noise. Oh, now he's going to the opposite side. No, it's like a normal dishwasher. Yeah, a dishwasher. That's correct. Yeah, most dishwashers are in that 50 range. Moderate 17 wheelers. We left the bubble yesterday and back up in Delaware. Oh, that's a safe trip. 18 decibels is a lot? You think 18 is a lot? Yeah, the dishwasher, I think when I bought my dishwasher, I always tried to buy one that was less than 50 decibel. Because they sell a lot dishwashers in that 50, 55, 60 decibel range. And it's harder to find them if they're under 50 decibels. So when I was buying a dishwasher, I was always looking for one under 50. And I think I ended up buying one at 52. Because the lower they go, the higher price they are. So 57 decibels is like a dishwasher, a moderately priced dishwasher. And after a while, it annoys you. I agree. You can hear the below 60. Yeah, well, most dishwashers nowadays are below 60. The dishwashers of yesteryear, some of those were really loud. They're like 60, 70. Now they're all making them in that low to mid 50s. I can hear the term also on the front of the houses on the other street. Yeah, I know. There's no doubt you're going to hear the turnpike there. No doubt in my mind. Yes, and that's the issue. You're not going to hear a constant turnpike. Well, you might hear a low murmur of a constant turnpike noise, but it's when those trucks downshift and they drive into that Oasis restaurant, they are super loud. I mean, just ridiculously loud when they downshift. And that's a 24/7 restaurant. So those trucks are going to be downshifting day and night, all night long. That's why I would stay away from that. You're going to hear downshifting big time there. Yes. Yeah, those trucks downshift and they are super loud. Some of them are. Yeah, I call it an oasis because that's what they call them up in Chicago, Illinois. They have those restaurants on this in the middle of the turnpike or over the top of the turnpikes. They're called oases in Chicago. It's 43 decibels when you go to the other side. So just location within the same neighborhood makes a big difference. If you go back where the houses are further from the backyard, but you have no yard. Oh, there you have. Trucks are loud. Yes, the trucks are loud. Absolutely. especially when they downshift. I'm just telling you, people, you don't realize how loud they are until you go out there at night like this and you just sit there for a half hour and listen. I meant it backed up to the green space near that exit. So you're talking a 14-point difference in decibels just by moving from one neighborhood side of the neighborhood to the next. So Sam was here, and then he went over here, and there was a 14 decibel drop. I'm surprised it's that big, but yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be. Yeah. If you watch some of my videos I did, I don't know, 6-8 months ago, I pretty much informed everybody, stay away from Edenfield because it's too close to the turnpike. I said, if you're interested in this area, LaGrange, I still think on occasion you're going to hear turnpike noise in LaGrange. And that's why I picked Water's Edge to be the best location to live near Eastport. I still think Water's Edge is best. Shady Brook is a close second because these neighborhoods are far enough away from that turnpike. That's why I'm picking those. I still think those are better areas to live. And if you're looking for a designer home, you know, I'd even look on this island. I'd look over here, although they're kind of close to this roundabout. But I'd be looking maybe in here. You're not going to hear, I don't think you'll hear the turnpike there. But anything north of Eastport, there's a chance you're going to hear the turnpike. Even the prophet might hear the turnpike in his home here. I think anything north of Eastport, there's a chance you're going to, I think even these homes up in here, I think on occasion you're going to hear the turnpike, especially when the trucks downshift, because you're not that far away from the turnpike. I appreciate that, Sam. You are on the spot. Which town's good? I'm close to the. I'm close to Lake Sumter Landing. I'm a 12-minute golf cart ride from Lake Sumter Landing. Nice and quiet. And I live in a neighborhood that is way back. You have to go through a designer home neighborhood and a courtyard villa neighborhood to get to my patio villa neighborhood. My patio villa neighborhood is like in a dead end spot. It's way in the back. You have to look really hard to get to my patio villa neighborhood. I'm really secluded back there. Love it. Very little traffic back in there. And I'm 12 minutes away from Lake Sumter Landing. And I'm about 10 minutes away from the Walmart Superstore on Coney Road 466 by golf cart, not car. So I go to Walmart all the time in my golf car. I go, well, when the Costco would open, I could have gone there. It would take me 6 or 7 minutes to get there on a golf car. Lots of restaurants on 466. That's why I picked it, because I just didn't want to drive a car. Put some... Anything else? No, I think you're good, unless somebody else wants to have you drive around. But you pretty much solidified my thoughts on Edenfield. I just think that anywhere in Edenfield, you're going to hear noise. It just makes sense because you're pretty close to the turnpike there. You're going to hear less of it down here. The only thing I'd be curious about is if you go down to LaGrange, like down in here. What is the decibel level down here in LaGrange, just off of Corbin Trail? If you have time, otherwise we could do it next show too. Long Prairie would be good. Yes, Long Prairie is a new village opening up down here on the corner of Bexley and Marsh Bend Trail. It's down in here. I think that's going to be far enough away from the turnpike. Right in here versus there. I think they'll be far enough away. Stay to the southern side of Long Prairie, because the further north you go, the closer to the turnpike you get. I still think Water's Edge is the place to be, or Shady Brook. The more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm thinking Shady Brook might be my new number one. I think if you lived in here, you're not here in Turnpike, but I think these lots are really close and the homes are really tight together in this neighborhood. That's why I'm not real fond of this neighborhood. That's why these homes aren't selling. These lots are really, really close together. And you got Kissing Lanai's. But on the map, this would be the best location. See Kissing Lanai. That's the problem with these homes in Shady Brook. What about this home right here? You got a patio villa neighborhood behind you. What about this one? Problem is, this patio villa has a lanai in the back, so you have a Kissing Lanai with a patio villa, so that's a no-go. What about this one over here? Again, patio villa neighborhood behind you. I wouldn't mind the patio villa behind me if there's no lanai on the patio villa. That's what I would look for. I don't mind living next to a patio villa neighborhood as long as you're not near a dead end street or the patio villa doesn't have a lanai in the back. So I would be looking in Shady Brook, Water's Edge. I just think north of Eastport is too close to the Turnpike because the sound travels really fast and far at night. So many pictures on these homes. So here you go. So it looks like this patio villa has a lanai in the back, but these two don't. So the only neighbor you'd be contending with would be this one. And I noticed they take pictures so you don't see that lanai. But this I don't mind. If you can find a designer home and you have patio villas like this, nobody comes back here. Nobody lives back here on a patio villa. Might not be bad. Just saying. Just saying. Put some glass packs on the Olds. Good. So, yeah, ain't that the truth? I had to jump through hoops to get my license. You live in Water's Edge still. I think it's going to be the best. That and Shady Brook, I think, are right now are the two best areas. What? The area west of the softball fields are going to be apartments? Don't tell me. You're kidding me. They're going to put apartments here? Well, that just devalues everything. Oh my God. You're thinking that they're going to put apartments here? I wouldn't doubt it. I'll be honest with you. I would not doubt it. But then I wouldn't want to live here in LaGrange. I wouldn't want to live here. Oh my God. Shady Brook is looking better and better, friends. Based on that news, I'm south of Eastport, getting away from the apartments and the craziness that's going to bring. That's going to devalue all these $1 million row homes too. Whoever bought a lot for $500,000 just got a surprise of a lifetime. If that is going to be apartments there, I'm not living anywhere down in here. Wow. Wow. Surprise. It's a surprise a minute in the villages. Another reason that I want to wait until the Eastport area is fully developed because I want to see what's going in, where it's going in, what it's going to be. Right now, it's a pig in a poke. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know when it's going to happen. And I'm not going to put $500,000 on something I don't know what's going on. It's another reason I'm staying away from Eastport. Maybe one day I'll live there, but not now. It's too fluid. Cruising, those will be courtyard villas. Oh, is it? These are going to be courtyard villas? Let me see what I have on my map. don't think I even have those on my map. Do I? I'm not sure what those are going to be. Those could be the Kyle Villas. No, I don't know what this is. Yeah, no, that's. Yeah, I haven't identified what those are. But if they're Courier Villas, then you're fine. I hope they're not apartments. Are you a realtor or just like the village? Yeah, I just like the villages for content. I lived in the villages. I live in the villages. I own a home in the villages. And I wanted to start a YouTube channel. So I just started doing videos. And I decided, sat back and I said, well, what's the villages known for? What do people want to know about the villages? What is the villages all about? Well, the villages is all about real estate. It's about houses. It's about homes. It's about neighborhoods. And I never saw any YouTube channel talk about that. They talked about the lifestyle and going golfing and going to the restaurants, all the happy, fluffy things I saw the YouTube channels do, but I never saw them talk about houses and neighborhoods and different models. So I decided to do a YouTube channel in and around real estate. I really started off doing open home videos, pre-owned homes. And that's how I started my channel, pre-owned homes. And then when it started to be painful to do pre-owned home videos, I started doing the villages, new homes, and new neighborhoods. So my channel has evolved because it was just too painful to do open home videos, pre-owned homes. Tim lives in the quietest neighborhood of the villages. Well, it's not the quietest, but it's quieter than Edenfield, I'll give you that. Tim's neighbors are 85. Well, there are some younger ones. Again, to me, the age is not a big deal. I know to some of you, the age is a big deal. To me, it's not a big deal. But there are some younger ones. There are. I am at Saint Tropez. What's the noise level at Saint Tropez? That has to be off the charts. Is it over 100? We should guess in the comments below. The decibel level at Saint Tropez Rec Center. Maybe he's gone by now because I'm way behind. So Saint Tropez Rec Center is right next to the highway. Over 100 maybe, especially if the truck's downshift. I bet you it's over 100. Didn't get to Sawgrass by golf car, but it's about 10 minutes. Is it really? It's only 10 minutes? Are you sure? Well, maybe. I don't know. Saint Tropez, 64 decibels. Until the truck downshifts. Is same noise. Saint Tropez, you want to see what Saint Tropez is. Here's Saint Tropez. They have 6 pickleball courts, 2 tennis courts. And then there's really no neighborhoods near it except for this Edenfield designer home neighborhood. So these people might hear it. But chances are the pickleball noise will be drowned out by the downshifting of the trucks on the turnpike. So if you want noise, you live up in here in the north side of Edenfield, you'll get noise there. On the way to LaGrange. Oh, you are? Okay. I am really behind. I'm pretty sure we can fit 2 SUVs and a golf car. Yeah, you should be able to. And 2 golf cars. Yeah, probably, yeah. Did you build or buy an inventory home? I live near the actual town of LaGrange, Texas. Do you really? No, you don't live in LaGrange, Texas, do you? The Saginaw was a spec home. Yes, it was. One of those other YouTubers said that one of the flying YouTubers regarding... You're kidding me. One of the drone YouTubers said that there's going to be apartments there. Now you know why I don't watch other YouTubers in the villages. LaGrange Rec is 47 decibels. I can still hear trucks, but not too bad. LaGrange, where are you? Where's the LaGrange Rec Center, by the way? I don't even know where that is. So you're here and it's 47. So it's the same decibel level as Edenfield. Wow. Yeah, I guess that doesn't surprise me. No, that doesn't surprise me. Are you saying the apartments might be up next up? Yikes. Yeah, that's what he's saying. So whoever bought a $450,000 lot just had their home devalue overnight. Look tomorrow for Gold Wingnut video. Okay, I'll do that. Yeah, he seems to be a pretty reliable source, Gold Wingnut. I'm not sure about the other ones. And when I first started researching the villages, I would watch Gold Wingnut religiously. He seemed pretty good. The other ones, not so much. If Eastport music was on, and we'd be getting some noise from that. Yeah, I know. That's Shady Long Prairie. I think we're going to start a new motto here on the channel. We're all going to start chanting Long Prairie, Long Prairie. They're not. I hope they're not. That would just blow up the entire Eastport area if you put apartments there. I looked at that Vanes map you used to see what the bottom was on that possible apartment area, and there is not a unit. Yeah, there's not a unit number listed. That's why I can't identify what that green spot is, which does make me wonder what is going there. Because if Vanes doesn't have it on his map, I doubt if it's a residential neighborhood. Just saying. If it was a residential neighborhood, I think it would be on the Vanes map. So apartments might be in play there. I wouldn't doubt it. I don't know. All I know is if you buy in the Eastport area, expect surprises, expect many surprises. And I'm a guy that doesn't like surprises. That's why I'm not buying in there yet. I'm going to wait a while. Oh my God. Only time will tell, Craig. Keep us updated on the apartments. Probably Green Grove Hill, Sam. Green Grove Hill might be closer to the Turnpike. Yep, I think so. I will need to study the map. Yes, study your maps. Similar to proximity to LaGrange. Oh, God. Well, but the problem is, Prophet, is that there's a speed limit of 19 miles an hour. Do you know that? There's a speed limit on the golf cart trails. If you go 25, they could actually pull you over for speeding. Be careful. Yeah, some of those golf cars go really fast. The electric ones go really, really fast. Some of them do, yeah. I go to their Walmart all the time. There is no Walmart near LaGrange in the villages, though. There is no Walmart nearby. You're going to have to. The closest Walmart to LaGrange in the villages is the Walmart in the LaGrange, Texas. I'm just kidding. Kidding. No homes. Okay. Exactly, Tim. It seems like a possibility. Yeah. If it was residential, it would be on the Vanes map. It's a possibility. Long Prairie, yes, Long Prairie. Think Long Prairie. Think south of Eastport. I'm just saying, south of Eastport is going to be better. In the long run, south of Eastport is going to be better. Right now, anything north of Eastport is the new shiny toy that everybody is looking at, and the villages is trying to sell the new shiny toy, and those are the lots in Well Point and Edenfield and LaGrange. That's the new shiny toy. But at the end of the day, what is going to hold its value are going to be these lots far, far away from the turnpike. You're looking at Water's Edge, Shady Brook, Longview, even down in here, whatever the neighborhoods are down here. Where's that Vanes map? let's go to Vanes.com, www.vanes.com, something like that, wasn't he? Where's that map? How come I can't get anywhere? Bump myself. Wow. I have no idea where his map is. Vanes map the villages. So this is it, I think. I don't know why, but my internet is really slow. New Homes, Hampshire. Okay, where's his maps? Right here. So here's his map. Let's share this tab. Can we pop it open? Can we just get it bigger? So here we are. So let's pop it open. We've got really small print here. So we are looking, here's Water's Edge in the blue. Oh, now he's got it color coded. That's kind of cool. And now he's got this map. Farmstead is here, and Merritt Field, Long Prairie. So whatever neighborhood is going to be down here, right in here, I'm not sure what this is called, but I think this is going to be a pretty good neighborhood if you stick close to Shady Brook over in here, Long Prairie. I think your Farmstead, your Bradshaw's too close to the Turnpike. I think Merritt Field, too close to the Turnpike. Long Prairie is down in here. I would even prefer to be here. But you can see this is what the villages are doing. They generally develop near the Turnpike first, and then they expand outward. Kind of goes with that same theory. They sell the least desirable locations first, and then they develop downward. And these are going to be more desirable locations down in here than up in here. That's just the way they do it. But what's the anomaly is the Water's Edge. They developed the Water's Edge first because of the Eastport Town Square. They wanted everybody to get hyped up and going on it. And they also wanted to develop it, I think, because of Middleton. So that's why they developed this. And then they started up here at the Turnpike, and they were working their way down Edenfield, Well Point, LaGrange, and now they're going to work downward. And I'm a little surprised they're developing Long Prairie first. I thought they would develop up here first. I thought they'd develop Green Grove Hill and Hopkins and Sandy Hill. I'll stay away from that. But anyway, I've got to. Have you been pulled over by the golf car yet? Well, there is a golf car policeman on the roads. When I first moved to the villages in 2022, there was no golf cart police officer. But I think in 2023 or 2024, they have one. So Sumter County Sheriff now has a golf car patrol. I think it's only one, and they're patrolling like 90 miles of golf cart trails. So it's rare to see them. Or yeah, well, it's actually state law that the golf cars cannot go more than 19 miles an hour. So if they're building a golf car that goes faster than that, it's actually in violation of code and laws. Because even when I bought my new Yamaha QuietTech, there's a sticker on it that says goes 19 miles an hour. Because they have to put the sticker on to cover their own butts, because it's against, I don't know if it's state law, federal law, something. But these electric ones are going a lot faster than that, and they essentially are violating all the laws. You're not supposed to go more than 19 miles an hour. Although the villages post some speed limit signs on the golf cart trails of 20 miles an hour, in reality, they should be posting 19, because that's what the law is. I told my buddies trying to explain the villages sort of like living in that area with the vibing. Yeah, it is. It's the Disneyland of the retirees. excellent summary, perfect description. I'm way behind. I'm not sure what the description was. No, it's 19. I thought it was 19, Craig. It's 19 miles an hour. Speed limit of golf cart. Let's share this tab. Florida, a standard golf cart is allowed on roads with a posted speed limit 25 miles an hour or less. You're right. And may cross roads with posted speed of 45 miles an hour is designed. Standard golf cars, low speed vehicles can drive on roads 35 miles or less. But the Villages does have speed limit signs of 20 miles an hour. Well, right here, speed of golf carts maximum speed cannot exceed 20, as per definition is floor. Right there. There's your 20 miles an hour. Cannot exceed 20 miles an hour. I thought I was right. Thought I wasn't sure. I was going crazy, but it's 20 miles an hour. If it's a golf car, it can't go more than 20 miles an hour in Florida. So the weird thing about the golf cars is that you can put a license on them like a car, and some people do. It's expensive. You have to license it like a car. Then the speed limits change. You can go faster. But with a normal golf car that's not licensed, 20 miles an hour. So share this. At Long Prairie, 42 decibels, but I hear the sprinkler and crickets and no cars. All right. Well, Sam's really doing. Thank you, Sam, for being a wonderful in-field correspondent for the channel. I appreciate that. So 42. Yeah, you can explain. LSV's 25. Well, here it says the golf cart's maximum speed cannot exceed 20 miles an hour. Low-speed vehicles. Those low-speed vehicles are the ones that you have to put a license on, like a car, and drive them on the road. If you put a license and license your golf car like a car, then you can drive faster. But if you don't license that golf car and only drive it on golf cart path, 20 miles an hour is your speed limit. The only reason they have LSVs is when you license them. LSVs must be registered and insured. You have to have a license plate on it, just like a car, and it's expensive. Licensing your car in Florida is expensive. So most villagers don't license their golf car, and they don't drive them on the roads. Well, sometimes they drive them on the roads when they're drunk and they don't know where they're going. But you're not supposed to drive a golf cart on the road, and you're not supposed to drive it faster than 20 miles an hour. 20 for a golf cart, which is a street. Yes. 25 for LSVs, which is a street legal golf car. But you have to license it. You cannot drive 25 miles an hour in an LSV on the golf cart path in Florida, because the speed limit's 20 for one, and for two, if it's not licensed, it's not an LSV, it's still a golf car. Congratulations on the house purchase. Exactly. Thank you. Are the retaining pond pumps noisy? Yes, some of them can be. Actually, they have pump houses. I've never really talked about pump houses, but occasionally, and there was a pump house in St. Catherine. A pump house might serve more than one retention pond, and those pump houses can be loud. So if you're looking at a new home in the Villages, make sure you don't buy one near a pump house. And I was looking at a home in St. Catherine that had a pump house near it, and it was loud. Good question.
Congratulations. I need Prophet or Craig to get down here to do a host. Yes, we're going to do that. I'm really happy that you've done some field corresponding. I've been on the wait list for an evolution. So that I hope there's light at the end of the tunnel and it will be replenished. Yes. Yeah, I heard they're really good golf cars. Lots of people like those evolutions. But you can't drive it more than 20 miles an hour. Oh, just kidding. No, seriously, it's the rules in Florida. Unless you license it, then you can drive it faster. How long have we been talking? We've been talking 2 hours and 10 minutes? You're kidding me. I have to end the live stream. I might have to evacuate the building. No, I'm just kidding. It's nothing here. But I appreciate you joining the live. We'll go live again next week, same time. It's going to be a Sunday night, your time, and I'm going to try to make it 8 p.m. your time. Next week, Sunday night, 8 p.m. That's going to be some of our quasi-standard time. I'm going to try to honor that. But if not, it's going to be right around that 8 p.m. But it'll be Sunday evening. I'm going to end the live. Awesome live. Thanks for liking, subscribing, and sharing. All these questions and comments is how we learn together. Awesome. Any other quick questions? Otherwise, I'm going to end the live. Oh, I didn't answer all the questions. I thought I answered them all. Thank you very much for your content. You're honest and saying what realtors will not say. I am going to move to the building, but don't want any noisy. Correct. Thank you. You appreciate that. Oh, what? Thank you for your content. You're honest and saying yes. You're welcome, Lara. We need to do a podcast. Maybe use Tom. Yes, we will do a podcast. Lara, you definitely came to the right channel. We'll tell you all about the noise. I am about the noise. Let me check my backyard. Oh, you can check your backyard, Sam. No, we really got Sam going here. If you are wanting straight answers, out of scripts and up to date, and it comes straight from the Philippines. Yeah, there's a lot of YouTubers that don't live in the villages, and they do YouTube content. They have never lived in the villages. At least I've lived in the villages for 3 years. I'm not physically there now, but there are YouTubers that have never lived there, still don't live there, and they're doing videos, and they act like they know what they're talking about. Oh, good night, Sam. Good night, Suzette. Thank you. You're welcome. This was fun. It flew by. See you. Yes, Sippa, Shannon. You're welcome. Take care. Good night. Peace out. We'll